You were 7 years old. You looked into the eyes of a parent who was falling apart, and without anyone teaching you this, something clicked. If I don't hold everything together, no one will. That was the moment a child disappeared. Not physically, psychologically. You smiled more, you cried less, you learned to read the room before you spoke. You became the emotional thermostat of an entire household, and the world rewarded you for it. You're so mature, you're so responsible, you're so strong, but nobody ever stopped to ask the only question that mattered. At what cost? Were you ever told you were too mature for your age as a child? Tell me what that actually felt like below. Psychologists have a name for what happened to you, parentification, when a child becomes the caregiver. The peacekeeper, the therapist, the protector. This is not just unhealthy, it rewires the brain. When a child is put in charge of regulating emotions, their own or someone else's, the brain creates something called hypervigilance. You're always scanning for danger. You walk on eggshells. You learn that love is a transaction. You give peace and maybe they give you safety back. You learn that your needs are dangerous, and theirs are urgent. So in your place grows a version of you that performs perfectly. The good child, the quiet achiever, the friend who fixes everyone else, the one who never asks for anything. You wear that identity so convincingly that eventually even you forget it is a mask, but something underneath still aches because the child you buried didn't die. They are still there asking one question that was never answered. Why didn't anyone protect me? As you grew older, the symptoms became quieter and harder to see. You became hyper-independent. You refused help. You never felt fully safe being loved. You struggled to rest because productivity was the only way you ever felt worthy. Peace felt suspicious. Stillness felt wrong. Love felt like a debt you would eventually have to repay. This is complex trauma, not sadness. A complete reshaping of how you see the world and yourself. Does stillness feel uncomfortable to you even now? One word, what does peace feel like in your body? Here is what nobody tells you about why you took on that role. Children will do anything for attachment, even abandon themselves completely. The choice was never conscious. It was biological. In the absence of safety, a child sacrifices who they are for the chance to belong. That was not weakness. That was intelligence. That was survival. But what saved you then is imprisoning you now you overfill to earn love. You stay silent to avoid abandonment. You take care of everyone, and you secretly wait for someone to notice that you're not as strong as you pretend to be. That fantasy that someone will finally ask if you're okay, that is not your adult self speaking. That is the child who never got to be a child. The first step is not fixing. It is witnessing. Because until you validate what happened, you will keep telling yourself the same lie. It wasn't that bad. Other people had it worse. I turned out fine. But fine is a mask too, and somewhere beneath it, you know that. Here is the hidden logic. No one is coming to rescue the child you buried. You are the one who has to go back. You are the one who must say what no one ever said. You didn't deserve that. You were just a child. You get to rest now. That is not weakness. That is how healing actually begins. Not through fixing, not through performing, but by turning toward the part of yourself you buried and saying, I see you now. You never had a childhood, but you still have a future. And this time, you get to choose how you grow.